WWE, WWE. It's pretty ridiculous to me, to Justin, to Adam, to Casey, that this is the same company. The same company put on Takeover and then put on SummerSlam and did that to Bianca. This is ridiculous. This is freaking ridiculous. Yes,
are we surprised, though?
We're not.
We are not. Welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, I mean always, he means always, they mean always, you mean always, she means always, an instant classic.
Danny Dunn! Hi, Jake.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
I want to create a camera, like just a designated camera to put in the corner of the screen of Casey dancing. Like that must happen. It needs to happen.
So I was telling you that about the commercial that we make for the other podcast that we're going to be trying to work with. Can that just be the commercial?
Yes.
Just me dancing. Just that's it.
It's literally it. But
no explanation of what the podcast is. Just me dancing.
what is going on, good people? DJ here, Justin over there. Casey down there has talked already as well. Adam, you're here in just a little bit. But we're going to talk about... If you want, yeah. You can mute him if you want or whatever. You can like ignore him if you want. Whichever one you want to do, it's fine. It's completely fine. And when Justin talks, definitely ignore him. Just do it. It's the best thing you can do.
Honestly, if you want, we'll just kick him out. It's we have the power to do that.
That's true.
Wait, hold on.
I mean,
there we go.
Right there.
Money.
It's
Easy money.
But then we got to bring him back.
But all jokes aside, we're going to talk about NXT Takeover 36 and also SummerSlam. I want to talk about. Yep, go ahead.
Fun fact: it was the 36th Takeover.
True. Facts. I don't know. How'd you figure that one out? I need to know. Like I need to know the equation.
I have inside sources, and they told me it was the 36th. I just wanted to make sure that no one was confused about that.
For those of us watching, as I am watching myself, but the other people that are actually viewing us at this moment, although there are a bunch of punkirisms or what I don't know, punkinisms, I don't know, punkisms.
Is that even a word?
Meaning that's not a real
There's
word.
There's a lot of punky Brewsters.
I mean, that you can go Google that because we are Googleable. I mean, so you can Google that word. So I mean, you can do that, and you might find it in our dictionary.
Meaning, by the way, when I say punkisms, I mean there's a lot of references to CM Punk.
This is correct. This is correct.
Shout out to Eddie. There's a lot of references to CM Punk. This video, I mean, we may touch on it a hair, but I want to touch on it more like in its own separate video because I want to have plenty of time to talk about what we think may happen out of that as well. So that's something for the near future. But let's jump right into Takeover real quick. Actually, no, SummerSlam was first, wasn't it? Let's do SummerSlam first. SummerSlam overall was okay. Had its ups, had its downs. It wasn't Mania. I think the main event went well. I think there were some matches that went well, but I think there were some other things that just that made you scratch your head, for lack of a better term. We'll get into that definitely. Don't want to talk too much about it in the overall aspect, but just overall it was okay. Overall it was okay, and then sometimes. At times, it felt like a glorified Raw. Like there were segments in this show that made zero sense. And we may not even hit on them because I really don't care to talk about The Miz as much as I love The Miz. The Miz and the whole thing.
Shinsuke Nakamura just coming out there for just to play.
Shinsuke coming out just for his entrance. I don't want to talk about that when they literally robbed Bianca of a real match, but we'll get into that here in a second. But overall, it was okay. I just wish they'd stop doing stupid things just because they have time to do stupid things. That's just me. That's just my opinion on that. What's up, Real Tech Sports? Appreciate you coming by, brother. Justin added his. That's why I was like, where are these people coming from? None of these people have ever watched the podcast before, ever. But
No, he watched it before.
Oh yes, okay. But
Yeah.
hey, shout out to Real Take Sports. Go check him out. He seems like a cool fellerino or fellerina, whichever one. Anyway, also Tanner as well. Yes, there were some stupid things in this show. We probably won't break them down, but they'll fall into place. They won't fall in prey because unfortunately Karrion Kross. We'll get to that later too. But overall thoughts. Let's jump to Casey. On SummerSlam.
It was,
I mean, you can just say the whole weekend, I guess, if we're talking overall. Why not?
Trying to say words, and he just interrupts.
Say words, then say them. Say them. Talk the words.
Saying the words. Anyway, it was a show. When we get SummerSlams or any of the big four that are like this, it hurts me. Because you go back to, the classic SummerSlams and the classic WrestleManias and, the classic Royal Rumbles, and they feel big. They feel like SummerSlam. It feels like WrestleMania. It feels like the Royal Rumble, Survivor Series, King of the Ring, what have you. I don't get that feeling anymore. Like DJ said, at some points it felt like a glorified Raw or SmackDown. It was just like,
Every time Adam reads a comment, it looks like he's 80 years old. It's hilarious.
Shut up, I do that too. But yeah, so there were good matches and there were good, segments and stuff. I mean, one of my favorite segments of the whole weekend was a part of SummerSlam that we'll get to. But the show in itself, it just I didn't feel like I want to feel when I'm watching SummerSlam. Even just from the stadium, it didn't feel like, it felt big. It felt like a big show, but it just didn't have that.
And not the big show.
I hate you so much. It just didn't have that big SummerSlam feel to me.
Well, and I think too, speaking of Miley's comment right here, I think the thing is, the things that they actually built up, I think had good payoffs to them. But the things that just were thrown in here or just randomly added in just didn't work. And it's so weird. And we talk about it all the time, how weird it is that WWE can book NXT as in a way, say what you want about NXT and how it's changed, but feels like a real wrestling show 95% of the time. But then they can book this and you're just like, how? And by the way, what's up, Chris? Wrestling Views, what's up? I need to save all you guys' stuff so I can go and watch you guys because I really want to. Because there's so many different channels in here right now.
He won't watch.
I will. I just don't listen to voice messages. You know what? I don't even listen to my phone voice messages. Sorry, Mom.
Hashtag facts.
But shout out to all the feedback. Did I watch Raw last night? I kind of watched Raw last night.
Yeah, me too. It was on and off.
I'm always in and out of Raw. Every time I watch it, when I do watch it, I'm usually in and out
the beauty.
of it.
If you got Hulu, if you don't want to suffer through it, just go on Hulu the next day. You'll have a condensed version. It's a little bit more palatable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yep.
I agree on that. It's not the best storyline in the world, but I do think that there is something to be had with the Jinder and Drew story. I mean, it's not the greatest rivalry in the world, but I do think that is not a bad little piece of business. But again, we'll get to that.
Adam, what's your overall thoughts on? You just go on the weekend.
See, like I have somewhat of a different take. It wasn't the best SummerSlam. I'm not putting it up there on a pedestal, but I think it was a little bit better than people are giving it credit for. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that it wasn't a stadium, it wasn't in the Thunderdome and all that stuff. And I think the bar has been lowered. I get that, but I'm like, this is not a bunch of LED screens. It is real fans that have real, genuine, reactions. The only thing I didn't like on the setup, I didn't like how close the aisleway was, and the stuff that was up against the rail. I thought that was a little distracting, but again, just nitpicking a little bit. But I thought this was a pretty solid show, with the exception of the Bianca match. And like the Bobby and Goldberg match, I understand what they were doing, but being that was your second to last match on the show, I thought was a little bit of a downer. Granted, I think they had the Miz and Morrison segment right after that, which was unnecessary, but regardless. But I thought the main event was excellent. I thought the opener was excellent. And I don't know, I found myself really liking the show.
Okay. Justin.
Yeah, overall, I thought this was, a pretty good weekend, for wrestling and stuff. Something that really boggles my mind is they do pretty decent jobs on these pay-per-views, okay? But then when it comes to Monday Night Raw, I just don't care. I care about SmackDown more, but when it comes to Raw, I just don't really care that much. With the bad booking, but they do an all right job when it comes to pay-per-views. And also, I kind of like how they do, how they went to a stadium here. I think all the main 4 pay-per-views, well, except for Survivor Series, because Survivor Series, it doesn't really feel like a main 4 really anymore.
It's not what it used to be.
No, it's not what it used to be.
Instead of putting teams together where there's storylines involved, it's just SmackDown versus Raw. That's really what it is. There might be a storyline here or there that you can play off of, but Survivor Series and something like the King of the Ring back in the day, where you could flesh a story out through those shows or through those matches. And plus, I liked the excitement of again, a heel team and a babyface team. Now it's just a concoction of 8 to 10 guys or gals, whatever, that are just thrown together. And it's, we have Survivor Series, we got to have it. So everybody put on your blue shirt, everyone put on your red shirt. Which is another terrible thing I think is disingenuous. But anyway,
I didn't mind when they added the NXT, a few years ago. That was pretty cool.
That was great. That was great because it was them versus the WWE stars.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, they should have, for the main 4 pay-per-views, they should have Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, of course, SummerSlam at least. Those all in a stadium. But as regards to this pay-per-view, I thought this was a, all right show. I mean, it was nothing to really blow me away, but the matches out, the Cena and Reigns match was good. Even the triple threat women's match was good. I even enjoyed, let me check. Yeah, that match wasn't bad. The Edge and Rollins was really good. I enjoyed that a lot. Even the tag team match with RK Bro and going up against Omos and AJ, that was good. So, I mean, there were some bright spots in the show, but there were some, Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch.
Sarah, me too. Me too.
I agree with all of Sarah's points that she made. She was talking about how the pay-per-view was kind of meh. Like I said, it had its moments. Sorry, Adam. It had its moments, but I already
saw
brought
it from
the
earlier.
comment
Sure
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I missed, so.
But yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. I think it had, like I said, the matches that were built up, the feuds that were built up and worth a darn, and that they acted like they cared about, were the ones that turned out to be pretty good matches. I felt like in the show. Let's jump into the matches. I'm going to ignore Big E and Baron Corbin because it was on the pre-show and I cared. RK Bro versus AJ Styles and Omos. I do love Riddle. I do love Randy. I do love AJ, and I don't hate Omos. but I'm just glad they took the titles out of AJ and Styles. That's just me. Because I don't think they've done a good job. Like, they built up Omos as this ridiculous beast, but then it felt like they kind of stepped away from continuing that build after they won the titles. Like, the titles should have continued to help him, I think. And I don't think it did. I think it kind of put him in quicksand or in the mud a little bit where he was kind of stuck. But, I mean, the match it wasn't a bad match. It was just, I just didn't care enough about it to truly care about it. So, but RK Bro won. Okay. I mean, I like RK Bro at times, but then there's other times where I'm just like, come on, Rand. I mean, no. There's just other times where I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I like him or not. You know, I'm in between on RK Bro. Because once again, it's one of those situations where you tease the team breaking up, and then they get back together and they're just a rolling ball of chemistry. Because okay, or should I say a beaker of chemistry to keep with the team. Anyway, RK Bro, tag team champions, cool beans. Thoughts, Casey?
You're muted.
Same.
Why you do that? Why you do that?
I didn't do that.
Why you do that?
I just thought he was a mom.
I'm not gonna move on until you explain why you do that. Why you do anyway?
Maybe it was Adam.
I thought
I have no
that
controls.
I thought that they broke. Well, I'm trying to say words and everybody's saying stuff. I hate this podcast. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, I thought they broke up and then they were back together, and I was thoroughly confused because I don't pay attention to the weekly show. So there was that. I don't know. I like RK Bro, and I don't. Like, I love the odd couple kind of, chemistry between the two. But at the same time, I feel like we've seen that so much that it's like it's not special anymore. Even though seeing Randy Orton's expressions with Riddle is hilarious, sometimes it's even funnier than the Rock and Sock connection. I'm not even gonna lie. There are some times where I just crack up with how Randy just reacts to the things that Riddle does, because they're so polar opposites. But yeah, I definitely I like that they won the titles. I don't think AJ and Styles needed it anymore. And yes, we refer to them as AJ and Styles because it is AJ and Styles. Yeah, like it was a good match. It wasn't anything great to me. It wasn't like a match that I was like, oh man, I gotta see this match. This is one of the matches that I'm super excited for. It wasn't. It was just meh.
Justin.
Yeah, I mean, it was a fine match. I to be honest, I don't remember much from this match. Like, this could have been like a random Raw match. And that's, not disrespecting, AJ Styles, Randy Orton, and Riddle. I mean, I could care less about Omos, to be honest. I mean,
his name is Styles.
His name is Styles. Oh, I'm sorry, I said his name wrong. Styles. Yeah.
All right, I'm head out.
Hi, I'm head out. Yeah, I mean, it was a decent match. I'm happy they took the titles off of AJ and Styles. There we go. I'm happy they took the titles off of them because I feel like DJ said, it really wasn't doing anything for AJ that much. And I hope he goes back to doing, going back up to the main event picture, because like where he belongs, or, actually going after different titles rather than the tag team titles. Like I said, it's our match. This could have been on Raw, like I said.
Yep. Y'all remember when there was a tag team division that was worth darn, and there were good tag teams in that division that like worked together and not just random pairings like they like to do nowadays? I don't mind the odd couple thing, but they do it so many times. Like we just had the Bar not long ago, which was a great team, it turned out. But like they always do this, like all the time.
Are you referring to the tag team division in the late 90s, early 2000s? Because
yes, facts. But my issue is you bring up good tag teams like the Ascension and like I don't know, just throw up any Vaudevillains is another one that was a good tag team in NXT that you did nothing with when they were brought up, and then or even to take it to the women's tag team division, the Iconics, and you do what? You either screw them or you break them up. What the heck is wrong? Adam, just go.
Yeah, you're also forgetting about the Minnesota Viking Las Vegas Raiders.
Always forget about that.
We can't, and that I know it's a long title. It will fit on a shirt. Trust me. But here's what I don't get. The disrespect I'm hearing on this chat right now. The disrespect of RK Mother Effin' Bro. I love this pairing. And again, I have to put this into perspective too. The crowd reaction to Riddle wanting so bad to pair with Randy. Yes, we've seen it a bunch, whatever. But my thing is, if it's working, run with it. It's like when Riddle was attempting to make a hot tag, that crowd was coming unglued. They were wanting him so bad to get that hot tag. I don't know. I thought this was a fun match. DJ, to your point with Omos, one thing I think you and I had brought up before is at first, and this was even before they were champs, at first he was booked perfectly. AJ would get the ass whooping, he'd tag in, and then Omos would just take over, dominate 1, 2, 3. Then they started to overexpose him. With a guy like that, you can't have him take bumps all the time or have him be constantly selling. Like he needs to shrug guys off like they're flies. It's just they started to lose his mystique a little bit to making him human, if you will. I'm like, this guy, like, I don't know what this will lead to with AJ and Styles, but we shall see. I don't know.
I feel like the wrong guy took the pinfall also. I feel like go ahead.
I was just gonna add that like a guy his size, the size of Styles, not AJ but Styles. You keep confusing this. His name is Styles now. We have decided this. But
the day that Michael Cole says this on commentary, I'm going to roll on the ground laughing.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Put
it in the script.
And this is more just a professional wrestling logic and psychology. He should never bump. Never. Not one time. Ever bump. Because there is no one that it would believably make him bump. Except maybe Brock Lesnar. Maybe. But even then, it would be a very tall task to make him bump. Because a guy like that size should...
Tall task?
Yeah. But a guy like him, a guy that size should not be bumping. It's just there's no reason for it. It doesn't make sense. How are you making somebody that big bump unless you are using some sort of foreign object like a chair or something like that? He should not be bumping. He shouldn't even be going down to a knee. He should be dominating because he is that huge.
I was just gonna say, unless you build to that spot where you're hitting them at the knees, you're chopping these, you're getting them staggered, you're getting started. It's the tease, but then boom, then it makes a stop. But until you get somebody that you can believably could have a fiery comeback, and you're building to that. Oh my God, he got him down to one knee, and then go from there. But other than that, it should just be flop, or what have you. And yes, I do agree that the wrong guy took the fall, but nonetheless.
All right. Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie with Dewdrop.
Next.
That's how I feel. Is everybody on the next aspect of that? Because I feel the same way.
There was something I was really missing in this match. Like, I wish Alexa
What, wrestling?
Bliss. Yes,
The
Alexa.
bell
I wish
ringing.
Alexa Bliss would have kind of like put Dewdrop. I'm not gonna call her Dewdrop. Well, what was her name in NXT UK?
It's Piper Nevin.
Yeah,
It's
Piper Nevin.
or
Piper
or
Nevin.
Viper is what I know.
Piper Nevin. I wish Alexa would have put her in trance and Piper Nevin would have slapped Eva Marie. That would have been cool to see. But I mean, it was just a match. Like, I didn't care about.
She's already turning on her anyway. So
True. I mean,
Yeah.
But yeah, this match meant really nothing though. I mean, I'm happy Alexa won, but I want her to go back to being the goddess. Like,
But
please
just
give her.
say, are they turning her face? Is what I was slowly creeping out of this match. Is that are they starting to gradually turn her face?
Alexa? Yeah, I could see that. But I hate how they're giving her basically the Fiend gimmick now. Like, I mean, WWE, they love giving, other superstars, different gimmicks, going, give them from the gimmick that they had before. I mean, I just don't understand that. Like, Bray Wyatt's not there anymore. Like, she doesn't need to be doing all this creepy, like, type of voodoo stuff.
Well, if you just randomly change her gimmick, it wouldn't make sense. You have to gradually change it. Because, as you know, if you just randomly change someone's gimmick, we will call it out and we will be annoyed by it.
Karrion Kross.
Because they've done it before.
Don't.
But also, she is not a heel. She is never a heel.
She's a tweener.
How do you look at that and think heel? You cheer for her every time, damn it. Don't you lie to me. Don't you lie to me and tell me you don't look at Alexa Bliss and cheer every time. Also, sidebar, we have graphics and we're not using them. Why are we not using them? They're over here. Why are we not using them?
that was your job to pull them up, dude.
You're the tech guy.
I mean, you like to have control, so I'm trying to give you a job. Damian Priest and Sheamus, United States Championship match. Good match. I hate
there
that.
We go.
Oh, there we go. I didn't know we used them for the.
Well, no, I was using them for my.
previews.
I used them for my prediction.
Oh, I mean, I'm cool with it. I don't care. Damian Priest and Sheamus. Good. This is a good match. Sometimes Damian Priest, when he does certain things, I feel like it comes off awkward because he's just so tall. Like, he's just so tall. But I still love Damian Priest though. I kind of hate. Anyway, I kind of hate that Sheamus lost this match, but I think it's good that Damian Priest did win though, because I love Sheamus. He's great.
That's too loud, but he needed to cough up the title.
I guess you're right. I felt like even though he was a pretty good champion, I felt like they just wanted to get the title off Riddle. Like, that was like the whole thing. They were just trying to get the title off Riddle, so it was kind of transitional in a way. But Damian Priest is great. I'm glad he's champion. I hope this kind of ascends him past the Bad Bunny Juju, not Smith Schuster, but Juju. So I'm excited though to see what they're gonna do with this. Hopefully, good things. I hate this man. So
I hate this man. Why'd I give him?
Casey, thoughts on the match?
It's Tava time, baby. That's my thoughts on this match. I didn't care.
Adam.
I don't believe it. You sat there and said it's Tava time, and you just like went to the bathroom and not watched this match. I thought this was a solid match.
Does that mean
question?
Does Tava time mean going to the bathroom? That's what it means, right?
Yes.
It's time to go to the
No.
bathroom.
Yes.
No.
Yes, it does.
No, it doesn't.
Yes.
You told me. No question though.
It's Tava time. I'll be
back. Did Damian Priest steal Dolph Ziggler's tights?
Yes, he did. Yes.
Because the like the American flag symbol on the pants. I'm like, wait a second. No. Anyway, no. I thought again, this was solid. Right guy went over. Damian Priest is going to be a star in this company. Just I wishful
If they
thinking.
don't
Wishful
screw it up.
thinking. But as I say, don't screw it up. Do not screw this up. And also now, a guy like this, you can run with it. Keep the title on him for a long time. I know we say that about everybody else, but please let this man have a legit run. And I love Sheamus too. Solid performer. I mean, I don't like the Peaky Blinders outfit. That's the little just doesn't do anything for me. But yes, keep this on him. You know, let get some credibility with this title. Let him run with it for a while. I still call him Punishment, but like I said, right guy went over.
I hope Casey for the rest of the show until Takeover comes up just says it's Taller time to every match for the rest of the show until Takeover. Justin,
You know, I thought this was a decent match. You know, this basically could have been another Raw match. Basically, I'm happy that they took the title off of Sheamus here because I felt like he wasn't really doing anything for the United States Championship. And maybe now, I don't know. I want them to start building this like mid card division again because like for the longest time, like before SummerSlam came, before I knew some of these matches, I was like, wait, who's the United States champion? I go like, oh yeah, it's Sheamus. I mean, no disrespect to Sheamus, but like they don't build this mid card division. Like, remember when titles meant something? Like mid card titles meant something. I don't even know who the IC
when there
champion
wasn't
is.
18 titles.
Yeah. I mean, you got a point there. You got a point. But I mean, who's even the why is it the Intercontinental champion on this show? Like, who is the IC champion right now?
remember Shinsuke won it at SmackDown 2 weeks ago.
Oh,
before
it is
the interview.
it is Shinsuke.
Shinsuke.
You guys remember
Nakamura.
when there was a ton of titles, and then they got rid of a bunch of them, and then they brought them back again? Because that was smart.
Farm remembers.
But I'm happy that they gave the title to Damian Priest. Hopefully, they use him correctly, and like I said, build these mid card titles again. But
And
that probably won't happen.
My thing is like I'm all for a title change every once in a while on a Raw or SmackDown, but they do it way too much. Like, and I know like casual fans like the kind of element of surprise of it, but I don't, because I'm like, you literally like. Now I get it. If you're not going to have them featured on SummerSlam, that's a different story. But usually they would just have the rematch at SummerSlam because logic. Like, I'm completely fine with them changing the title, changing hands on weekly shows at times, like to have that kind of element of surprise sometimes, but it's not a surprise anymore. Like, there's a certain period of time where you just definitely just, I feel like, expect it. But anyway, I think that was it for that one. Usos versus the Mysterios. I feel like this is good. I still feel like I'm glad they took the titles off. That they had previously taken the titles off the Mysterios, because I think having the titles on someone as young as and inexperienced as Dominic Mysterio puts a lot of pressure on him to get better really quickly, and I think he needs that time to continue to grow as a wrestler. So I think putting it back on the Usos. Of course, they could have, had another tag team come in if they wanted to or whatever. But I think it makes for good matches. I think the Usos have good enough chemistry and tag team chemistry that I think they help build Dominic a little bit too. And Ray, of course, learning from one of the best in Ray as well, definitely helps. I do find it funny, real quick, and that's my last point, Justin, so you can get to yours. I do feel like Ray looks like a kid. Dominic looks like a tall kid. So it's just two kids two kids out there. It's fine. Two kids out there. Justin, go ahead.
Yeah, do you think it's time for Dominic to kind of go on his own? Kind of go like do some single stuff. You think he's ready for that?
I think, like, from a storyline perspective, it would be compelling, but I don't know if he's ready yet. Because I don't even think he's ready to hold the tag team titles, and they just did. So I don't like unless you pay him with a manager and let him build off of the manager. But I don't even know if he's ready for that yet.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm hoping for a heel turn with him. Have Ray turn heel. That'd be funny. A heel Rey Mysterio. Yes, I want it. But no, go ahead, Casey.
Well, and also my thing is like, if they pair him, like if they take him away from his dad, is WWE going to back him as much? Like without his dad, are they really going to care about him? Are they really going to, you know, put stock in him? Because I'm not saying he's not a good wrestler, because he is. You know, for the young age that he's at, he is very talented. He's just going to get better. But I think the only reason that they're doing anything with him and giving him a chance is because he's with his dad, and because Ray is still associated with the company. And I don't think that Ray's wrestling career is going to end anytime soon. I still, he still has a lot left in the tank. I don't know how long his contract is with WWE, but at any point where he, leaves WWE or his contract runs out, I think that's when Dominic is done with WWE. So it's like I kind of want to keep them together so he has a better chance of being seen, of fans wanting to see him more. Because the more you're seen, the more the fans are going to want to see you. And then if you get released at some point, the fans are still going to want to see you, whether you go to Ring of Honor, whether you go to AEW, Impact, whatever. But if they split them up and WWE stops pushing him and the fans stop caring, then I think that's what I fear the most.
Okay. Anyone else got any thoughts on the match or Dominic?
That's all I get. That's all I get is okay. I've poured my heart out for Dominic.
Very solid point, Casey. That was incredible. That was the best thing I've heard all night.
And it's Target time, baby.
Bathroom time. Okay.
Hey, look. I'm still because someone brought it up that Ray is the small child in this ordeal, and Dominic is the grown adult, which is bizarre. I now want Ray on a pole match where Dominic has to fight and get his daddy off of the pole. That's the prize.
Custody of Rey Mysterio match.
An actual pole or a forklift?
Bro, a forklift. Apologies from anybody from New York.
All right. Anybody else want to give any thoughts on the match, or shall we move on?
It was a good match. I really enjoyed it. I'm happy.
It was a match.
As Casey would say, it was a match. But I'm happy the Usos retained here. But during the match, it kind of seemed like the Mysterios and they were kind of off a little bit. So that's why I was kind of. I feel like there's going to be, because, WWE, they love to split up tag teams. They love to have, one partner turn heel on the other one. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do turn the Mysterios against each other. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But I really enjoyed this match. Like, I think it was better than their Money in the Bank match. Because, that Money in the Bank match was good, but this one was even better. And the crowd was, like, really, really behind the Usos a lot. And the Usos are just amazing because they're nobodies, and I don't want to say the word, but there's rhymes with itch. Yeah,
nobody's biddies. Anyway,
nobody's biddies. Yeah, there we go.
Moving forward,
we're not monetized, bitch.
Moving on to Bianca Belair versus Sasha Banks.
This match, the match that was false advertised.
So they advertised this match. They played the hype package for this match, and then they said Sasha will not be able to compete. Why did you play the hype package for this match?
Yeah, what was the reason for Sasha Banks not being
I
here?
would even be fine if, like, You could literally just have her boot hanging out in some hallway somewhere, and she's knocked the heck out. And it ain't got to be her. It could be a friggin' somebody playing the role because she can't be in the building because of COVID. I don't know. Whatever. I don't care.
What's it?
Have
COVID?
Michael Hayes put on a blue wig and just lay on the floor. Somebody just knocked me out. I'm the boss.
So, do something like with this. Not just, well, she can't compete, and then Becky Lynch comes out, which is great. Cool. Welcome back. We're so excited, right?
No. You're missing one thing.
Oh,
Carmella,
I
yeah.
forgot. Carmella came out, and we're like, I think
great.
everybody was just like,
it's Tarver time.
right. Yeah. Well, okay. So then Becky does like Becky comes out. Becky Lynch returns, comes out and does like 2 moves to Carmella. Carmella's dead. Don't know where she went, but she was dead. Becky gets in the ring, hits like a punch and some new move that I can't remember what it was.
It was a rock. It was a rock bottom.
That and wins the title. Takes the title from Bianca Belair in like literally like 15 seconds.
Bianca to AEW.
Why?
No.
Why?
No. Can we stop wanting everyone to go to AEW, please? Can that stop?
Bianca to Impact Wrestling?
Even bigger now.
I don't get it. I have no more words to say about it because it's just I've exhausted every like even watching it. I was just like, once again, this is the same dang on show that books NXT.
Well, now here's the thing: if you were gonna do, and this is really the only thought I have on the matter is, if you were going to do that, why not do that on Raw?
Yeah.
Don't waste that on
Or since you decided to have 2 more segments after this, including Shinsuke's mother freaking entrance, and cool. I'm the Olympians, great. That's a great segment. I am completely fine with it. But you took time away from this match to do those things. And you're on your own, freaking pretty much your own freaking network. You have all the time in the world.
Yeah, well, no one will expect that, pal. Of course no one will expect that because nobody wanted to see that.
Any thoughts?
Any
thoughts? Exactly. I'm glad she's back, but this is not the way to do it. This is not the way to do it. Nope.
I need to see Michael Hayes come out in a blue wig now because I can visualize it. I can already visual. I can.
Why do I implant these thoughts into my
I can visualize it.
Atlanta, GA,
just him singing her theme.
Had a dream, I had made it. Girls go push it on out the way. I can watch this match from my bed.
Somebody in the nosebleed sections. That doesn't look like Sasha. Why is Sasha walking like what Michael P.S. Hayes? What is this?
Wait a minute. Why does Sasha Banks looks like Michael Hayes, and why does it look like she also ate Terry Gordy?
Why does Sasha Banks look fat? Why is she fat? She's fat.
I heard.
Fat.
Hey, I heard you all was talking smack.
I'm gonna need you to stop. But yeah, it sucks that it happened the way it did. It shouldn't have. But at the same time, I'm sure she still got a fat paycheck. So, I mean.
Oh, of course.
And she'll definitely have the title again. Like, there is something seriously wrong if she does not have another title run.
Is this going to be the start of a heel run for her? Like her heel turn?
supposedly this is Becky turning heel. I thought
I
that
forgot
was
about
my
that.
thought, was that like this is going to be Bianca. She's going to be pissed. It's like, hey, I was excited for you to come back, but whatever. But you sucker punch me
Yeah.
when I
That's
when
not.
like, you
And
weren't
I
even in
think
this match.
that's what they should have done. There should like
Yes.
if you're going to do something stupid, at least let there be a payoff that's worth a darn.
Well, if it was a heel turn for Becky, why would you out of nowhere attack Carmella for no reason when isn't Carmella also a heel? Why wouldn't you two gang up
That's what
on
that's what killed me about this whole
Bianca?
thing. That's what killed me about this whole thing. It's like Carmella was absolutely worthless in this segment. It's like, okay, you're gonna go out there and you're going to get beat up. Why? And I'm not
See, when they
saying
brought
Carmella has
her
any
out,
clout to warrant anything for her to have a strong showing or anything, but they literally just pissed in her mouth.
yeah, when they brought Carmella out, I was like, oh man, we're gonna see him have another match for like the 100th time. They haven't had that many matches, but you know what I'm talking about, because like they made him face each other so many times. I was like, oh no, but I was happy that that Becky Lynch is back, but I just don't understand, like, because she was like, I got the time. She said she had time. So why can't we have time to have a good match? I have a good long match. And yes, I understand, she just got done from having a baby and stuff, but like, I just don't understand the booking here, like why they did it that way.
All right. Any other thoughts?
You're so defeated.
Any other thoughts?
That's the end of the show, guys. See you later.
Yeah, pretty much. Drew McIntyre versus Jinder Mahal. What are they doing with Drew? What is this? But like we said before, this has all the makings of a pretty decent feud, as Real Take Sports said earlier. It's the same comment, by the way. My issue is you gave him 4 minutes, and you were like, you know what? Have a good match. Good luck. You got 4 minutes. Good luck. I don't know what they're doing with Drew since he lost the title. No idea. They're like floating him around the title picture without trying to put him back into it, but at the same time they got him near it, like just like hanging around, like I see that title over there, Lashley. It looked kind of good. It'd be look a little better on me. But other than that, like that's
And
pretty
he
much
said
all
it just like that.
pretty much. So yeah, I know. I don't know what they're doing with this. I didn't like this. This was another next moment for me, and I love Jinder and Drew. Any thoughts? Going once. Moving on.
Yeah.
Is it Tarver time?
It's over.
It's Tarver time.
Indeed. Tarver
Oh.
time.
You know what's missing out of this feud? I'll tell you what's missing.
Tarver
Heath
time.
Heath Slater.
Heath Slater. We need a 3-B reunion, and not them, come back as a tag team. No, we need
Don't
a
give them
smaller.
that idea.
We
Don't
need
give them that
to
idea.
have a feud. I mean, but of course,
Please.
Heath is with Impact, of course, and I think he's still injured. He's been
He's
injured
still
for the
injured.
long. He's been injured
And he
for the
still
longest
got
time.
kids.
He does got kids.
He still
Um,
needs his job.
But yeah, we need a 3-B reunion right here. Like I would love that. Yes, I want to see
We
that.
need a Michael Tarver return.
No, we don't. On a
No.
more positive note, that oh, God.
But I hate how this storyline is like revolving around like his sword getting stolen and then Jinder Mahal's bike getting destroyed. Like this is what they're doing for this feud. Like I just
Well, what
don't
would you
understand.
do? If someone took
Literally
your
anything else.
sword, wouldn't you be pissed?
I'll just go get me a new sword. I'll just go get me a new sword at that point. I go like, yeah, you could break that. I got some money right here. I just don't understand, and I don't understand what they're doing to Drew here. Like they're putting down as I mean, no disrespect to Jinder, but he's basically down to a jobber right now. Like
What was that DJ used to say about gender? Don't you Gender.
I will not.
Don't hint the agenda. Don't hint the gender.
Disrespect the good name of Jinda Hinda.
Don't hinder gender.
On a more Adam, do you have something to say before we move? On a more positive note, I did want to pull up a more positive note, which was a triple threat match for the Raw Women's Championship. Nikki, almost a superhero, ASH.
She is a superhero.
Who was the champion at the time, versus Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair. This match was good. I really enjoyed this match. And Nikki worked her absolute behind off with that horrible freaking gimmick. She worked her butt off, I tell you. And I love Nikki so much. I wish they'd do something worth a darn with her. But
It's a fantastic gimmick, sir.
it's horrible. Anyway. But at least she's almost a superhero. That's all I care about.
No, she's a superhero now. No, she's a superhero. That's because
After
she had a
losing?
title. She is a superhero. Yes. After you get a title, brand.
Nikki, a superhero.
Sure. This match was great though. I think everybody had.
Teach that.
I think everybody had
ACH. Are we talking about ACH here?
I feel like I
Where
almost
is
think,
ACH?
I don't know. I have no idea. Wherever Leon Ruff is. I had a feeling. I had a feeling that pretty much everybody in this match did a pretty good job. Like everybody had their spots, everybody had their moments. Everybody looked good in this match. I felt like Charlotte had to get the title again because and I guess they're trying to keep her from AEW. I don't know, but I don't know why she would go. She gets everything she wants on a silver platter. I don't know why she would go in the first place, but maybe because Rick got in her head talking about he didn't like the way she was booked, even though she's booked as the top female wrestler in WWE right now, all the time.
He doesn't want his daughter to beat his record.
But anyway, good stuff. I wish Rhea would have got the title back. That's just me. If they were going to give it to somebody, I wish it would have been Rhea. Rhea's great. She deserves it. But they hate Rhea for some reason. Don't know why.
Because she got over.
You know,
Because she got over.
I thoroughly enjoyed this match, but I mean, but yes, everybody had their working boots on. But to me, if this doesn't highlight how good Charlotte is, I mean, I love her now just because it pisses off all the marks.
Don't say that in front of Casey.
I may not be a fan of her, but I respect her work.
Okay. But she's taller than like 90% of the AEW roster. Just saying.
And I mean, and that's basically because everybody's Casey's height on the AEW's roster.
Yeah, he's basically the same height as Marco Stunt.
You ain't lying. You ain't lying.
I am Marco.
You're Marco Stunt's twin brother.
Wait, okay, Casey, sing Jungle Boy's theme song. That's a terrible rendition, pal.
I was gonna do it, and then Justin started it.
Anyway, no. Again, DJ, I'm in the same boat. I really wanted Rhea
Jungle
to get
Life.
It back.
What?
Oh no, it says Jungle Life in the song also.
Yeah, I yield my time.
No, keep going.
We apologize.
That's all. Everybody worked hard. This was a great match. Screw you if you don't like Charlotte Flair.
Thanks. Anyone else?
Well, screw you too, sir. Wait,
Yeah.
I have a question.
What?
How can I be his twin brother when I am several years older than him? Like a decade older than him.
Oh no, something weird happened, and I hear an echo.
It's a really late term pregnancy.
Yeah,
Really late term.
We're twins. I'm older by 13 years.
My mom was pregnant with me for 13 years.
actually, no, you're the Marco Stunt in the future. There we go. There we go. We're in the future.
Logic.
That's logic right there. But no, this triple threat match here, it was a solid match. I'll give it that. WWE, they love to do their multi man or multi women matches and stuff.
Bowman.
Woman matches here. I'm kind of upset that they gave it back to Charlotte because they love to give her so many titles. I mean, don't get me wrong, she's a good worker, but like, I wish that Nikki would have retained the title because I feel like they when with what's her face Rhea Ripley on the main roster and stuff, she hasn't been really doing like. She hasn't really been doing me justice. Like I loved her so much better in NXT, and the way they've been booking her on the main roster has been kind of meh to me. I just don't understand. But yeah, Charlotte won the title again. For how many titles has she won? Like, is she about the 16? She's probably
Not enough. Not enough.
We need more.
Make her lose it next Monday so she can win it back.
Yeah, make her lose it at Extreme Rules, and then she wins it at Crown Jewel.
Moving forward to Edge versus Rollins. Awesome.
Amazing.
3, 5, 10, 11 thumbs ups. The Brood entrance was great. The Brood
EJ, say hello to Emelina. Say hello to Emelina.
Hey, Emelina. I don't know where you at, but hey. If you watching the video and not commenting, then that's an issue. Anyway, hey, but this match was amazing, and I don't expect anything less from Edge or Rollins, to be honest. I just don't. Rollins is freaking amazing and a star and the best, and I want another run for Rollins. It don't have to be now, but I don't know. Like, it feels like, and I don't know why they do this. You have these freaking dudes that you turn into stars, and then you take them, you curl them up into a ball, you shine them up. No, you take them, and you like just throw them down into some randomness instead of building up the mid card that you should be building up with these stars that you have now. Just saying. You know how great of an Intercontinental Champion that Seth could be. But he ain't even went anywhere near the title. What the heck is wrong? Irrelevant ranked. Good match. Awesome. Love Edge. Love Rollins. Can't say anything more about the match because it was just great. I love how Edge kind of had to go into a deeper side of himself. Why they teased this during Roman's match, and I guess it could be some sort of long-term storytelling type thing. They teased this during Roman's match, him having to go to some other area, like another area of his career to like figure out a way to beat Roman, but he didn't do anything different. They did it this time, and he actually did something that was a little bit different, which is great. I'm cool with that. So good stuff. Thoughts, anyone? Open discussion.
Great match. Two absolute studs. I even like the little tip of the cap that Edge had with Beth Phoenix with the
Glam Slam. Yep.
Glam Slam. That was good. But I mean, like you said, like what I don't know what else is there to say with this. I mean, yeah, the entrance was incredible. I do wish on SmackDown that they would just take the PG aspect out of it and let that actually be blood falling from the ceiling and not that black goop, whatever the hell it was. I'm like, that's not the Brood. The effectiveness was still there, but I'm like, yeah, that's not what we remember from the Attitude Era, but regardless. But no, it was incredible. I loved it.
My thing was like, they called it the Brood Bath, and I was like, they have never in the history of ever called it the Brood Bath. It's a bloodbath. You can say blood. Like, what? I hate when they change little things like that, and it's just dumb for no reason. Like, half the fans, like, that are, like, younger than 20 aren't going to know.
That's me. That's me. I guess I don't know who they are.
Exactly.
I'm just kidding.
Like, a lot of the younger fans aren't going to know who the Brood is. So when you say Brood Bath, they're going to be like, what the hell is a Brood Bath? If you say Bloodbath, makes sense. But I love the entrance. I loved him using the Brood theme. That was cool. It was ironic because I was working a show with Gangrel. And I don't know if they came out at the same time, but that would have been weird because Gangrel still uses that theme. I just thought it would be weird if they came out at the same time.
I wish they would have had the theme throughout the entrance. That's just made.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing wrong with Alter Bridge, but that would have been cool if they would have had it from start to finish.
I wish he went full, Brood gimmick and did the whole, because I didn't like when it changed. Like, again, love the Alter Bridge theme, but I wanted like you said, the whole time. Like, if he's going into that, different part of himself, if he's going back to the Brood edge, why are you changing and it was basically like a change of gimmick right in the middle of the entrance because he went back to just normal edge again.
Yeah.
Like, the match was great, don't get me wrong, but is he back to that Brood edge, or is this just the same edge, but he came out to the beginning of the Brood group?
I wish he would have came out from the floor with the cup of blood. I wish he would have did that. That would have been pretty cool.
Hey,
That
you
was
think you know him?
Gangrel's thing.
You think you know him?
That was.
It would have been. It would have been.
He could see
a
clearly
couple black goo. Let's just be honest, guys. Come on.
Both of them. Seth Rollins embraces division, and Edge can see clearly.
He needs to change his name to Captain Seth Sparrow, because that outfit was very pirate-like. And there were trying to be Randy Savage. I don't know.
Arg.
Any other thoughts on Edge and Seth? Edge and Seth Seth?
This.
Go
ahead.
It was overtime.
So you went to the bathroom during this? Okay, good. That's good. So basically, every match you went to the bathroom. No, this was
overtime is not a bathroom break. Damn it!
It is to us. That's what it says when you Google the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast and you look at the dictionary. It shows that. It shows overtime as bathroom time.
You are a liar.
You lied to me.
No, but this match was probably the best match
Why
of the night.
you always lying?
No, but this match was match the night for me right here. Like, and not just because I'm a big Seth freaking Rollins fan. Which also they need to change his gimmick up. Also, I feel like he's due for a gimmick change here.
You Mark.
I am a Mark Calloway. Yes, indeed, I am. But no, this was a great match. Both these guys had really good chemistry in the ring with each other. I'm happy that Edge won here. He was due for a pay-per-view win because he hasn't won since. Well, he didn't win it. He didn't win that Money in the Bank, and of course, he didn't win that Mania. So he was due for a pay-per-view win because
made him tap out.
Yeah, and this didn't hurt Seth Rollins that he lost because Seth Rollins he's gonna be back up. He's gonna be back in that main event picture. He's gonna be back up there. Wait for a little while, but he's gonna be there again. I want him to get back up and face Roman Reigns here eventually, but looks like Brock Lesnar is gonna be the next person to challenge Roman Reigns.
Spoiler.
Spoiler! I'm sorry. If you guys haven't seen,
I was watching the show along with the review.
What are you doing?
Yeah, and by the way, his name is Onion Head now. So.
Moving into Lashley versus Goldberg.
Next.
Yeah. I'm glad. The finish of this was weird.
Dumb.
The whole stoppage thing. I didn't really understand it. Like, if you
they
were just
wanted
gonna
to protect Goldberg.
If you were just gonna, but he's been pinned before. Like, it's not like he's never been pinned.
That was my whole thing. That was my whole thing. They were trying to get over Lashley's aggressiveness and all that stuff, and he attacked Gage, whatever his name was. I get all that, but again, this was toward the end of the night, and you gave us that. This
Yep.
didn't do anything for Bobby. This didn't do anything for Goldberg. It was unnecessary. If
Yeah.
You know what I
anything,
wish would've
just
happened?
beat Goldberg. Just beat Goldberg in a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
Problem solved.
You know what I wish
Yeah.
would happen? I wish they had, Goldberg win the title, and then right after that, you have Big E come and cash in the briefcase. And then, we all be happy again. I was hoping for like a Big E cash in. I hope.
I would not be happy because you know who's the real, true Mr. Money in the Bank? Who was robbed? Who
If
was
you say Otis,
robbed?
Michael
That
Tarver.
wall.
Michael Tarver.
My boy, Otis.
Not Michael Tarver.
Otis
Oh.
ain't even the same. Otis ain't even the same person at this point. This man.
I know, and it makes me so mad. Makes me angry.
Isn't he still with Chad Gable?
I want my
Yeah,
Otis
the
back.
Academy.
The cat.
They
I'm done.
they did it. I feel like, I mean, I was glad that Lashley won because when Goldberg gets in the ring, you're just a little bit fearful that everything could turn to poop. Literally,
He's gonna bust
he
himself
almost killed Lashley though. On that, he tried to
When he threw him from the top,
Yes, that was bad.
oh
When he
my
landed on
gosh.
his head. Oh,
he
man, that was
turned
bad.
he flipped over at the last second. And I'm like, he is going to land on his head. Oh my God! Thank God he didn't. But yes, that made me tinkle a little bit.
I mean, I liked the Gage angle a little bit because it was a little surprising. I was like, they
And
really
not
let this man
Nick,
beat up
not
a
Nick
kid?
Gage, not Nick Gage. If you guys are wondering.
No, this Gage actually has talent.
Oh,
Any other thoughts on this match? Because I know this is kind of a relative skip.
I mean,
Okay. Moving
it's good that
forward,
Bobby Lashley
main event.
retained.
I agree. Main event: Reigns, Cena, built up well, fun build, good match, very good match, awesome match. I'm glad that
For me-
Reigns went over.
For me, this was match of the night.
Yeah, good stuff. It was. I mean, it was good stuff. And then having the Lesnar return at the end was cool too. The Onion return was cool. It
And
was enjoyable.
apparently Cena got F5'd after the show went off the air.
And German suplexed, and yes, it was a very, very bad day for Cena. Not to
Why
mention
didn't
the
they
world knows now he has a gigantic bald spot.
Yes, but excellent match. I mean, it was excellent. I think like this is how you wanted to end. I think this was like a really perfect ending to this show. I mean, I get it that you kind of had two pay-per-views ending surprises, but you didn't leave anybody going home like, ugh. So I mean, I think that's the good part. Like,
Except for that one match. That one match,
I think,
with
yeah, I
Bianca.
think in Bianca and Becky, we all went, ugh.
yeah. But this is gonna. This one's tough because they're gonna bring Brock back and babyface Brock, and that's cool and all.
He's not a
But-
babyface. He's neither a heel nor a face. He's just.
Yo, he's a face. He's a baby face.
Everybody can't be a tweener,
You,
Justin.
you know what they need to do? They need to have custody for Paul Heyman. They need to have like put him on a pole. Put Paul Heyman on a pole.
That pole will not hold him, nor will the floor.
Hey, Walrus on a pole match.
So it's official. It's official. If Justin ever has his own promotion, everyone's gonna be a tweener.
Real quick.
That's how real sport. That's how real sports work. Damn it.
I think this could be like. I know Roman's beat everybody, but still, this could be a good kind of tip of the cap win for him too, for this heel run to like. Like I said,
You think they're bringing Brock back to lose? They're not bringing him back to lose.
I just feel like put somebody over the name Brock. Like there's so many guys you could put over in this spot.
And
Roman's
then when
been
Brock
dominant
wins
for a year,
And then when Brock wins the title, he's not gonna be there for like 6 months,
But
or four. He's not gonna be there for like 4 months, until Royal Rumble comes around.
anyway,
Tweener on a pole.
tragic. But yeah, excellent. Any thoughts on the main event of SummerSlam?
Why are Brock Lesnar's arms so long?
I felt that.
They were touching his kneecaps.
Did he go to the hairdresser and say, just point it to an onion and say, "Get that"? Because I'm sorry, I can't look at him and not think of an onion. I saw a meme and it was just it's.
His gimmick's going to be, "I'm the head of the lettuce. Acknowledge me."
I mean, he does make people cry, so.
Oh man.
Any other thoughts on SummerSlam? Next.
I thought Cena and Reigns, that was a really good match between both of them. Like, they really built this up a lot. I feel like Cena, he was getting cheered during this match. Did you guys hear that? Like, with the crowd reactions?
Because he's over.
He is over. It's organic. It's.
I mean, I did love Jonathan in the Suicide Squad. So
I will say, I was just gonna say, I really hope he would walk out as Peacemaker.
that would be funny.
Not the underwear scene Peacemaker, but with the toilet seat on his head.
Yes, the underwear scene. Yes,
it's not a toilet seat. It's a symbol of liberty.
If this island was filled with... Oh, never mind.
If this island was filled with a whole bunch of D's...
I would eat every single one.
Wait, why would this island be filled... Oh, what's there with my phone?
I don't know. I don't know why bad men do the things they do.
But no, this...
dropping it like it's hot.
No, but this match was really good. Like, there were so many near falls in this match, and... There were some points where I thought Cena actually won. I go like, no, that was a 3 count. Like when he hit that avalanche AA off the top rope, I go like, oh no, Cena's winning right here. I thought that was over, and that was pretty cool. The AA through the table, that was pretty nice. But no, it was a good match. I enjoyed it, and I'm happy that Reigns retained the title. So yeah,
I forgot to bring up one thing in the Edge and Seth Rollins match. My favorite spot was Edge going for the spear, and Rollins turned it into a pedigree in midair.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that was nice.
I completely forgot about that. I was like, "Holy crap!" No, that was impeccable. But no, like for me, Cena and Reigns was match of the night. Perfect storytelling. They took their time, busted their ass, and I like how Roman, especially if he hits a big move and he gets a 2 count, he doesn't do the gigantic bug-eyed what do you mean type thing. He just increasingly kept getting madder and madder. And just like, that's, I don't know, the subtle things like that is what's making him a perfect heel and not just every other wrestler on the card. Anyway.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if this has any relevance, but starfish is slang for butthole.
By the way, if you haven't seen Suicide Squad, go see Suicide Squad. We are going to be sponsored by Suicide Squad now. So go see
James Gunn is going to direct our next podcast.
Yes.
I want to make sure that we have plenty of time to talk NXT Takeover. So should we put a pin in this? And
yes.
I think so too, because I definitely want to
mesh this with the Punk segment.
Yeah.
Mesh the NXT Takeover with the Punk segment.
So in the next video, we'll talk about Takeover, we'll review Takeover, and talk about CM Punk and his debut and what that means for wrestling and all of that. We may even add in the reports are getting bigger that Adam Cole may be done. So that's another aspect of it as well. But
supposedly Bray Wyatt has signed.
Yeah. Apparently, so he
Yeah.
has to wait. He has to wait
didn't see
90
that one.
days.
I didn't see
Correct.
that one.
Yeah, but yeah,
So he could debut in November, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah, he has to
debut in
wait
November,
90.
and he could actually take over the Dark Order and actually have them be legit heels again.
Yeah, I think he
Join-
has to wait
Join
90
the Dark
days,
Order.
and I think Adam Cole only has to wait 30 days because I think he's on the
Yes.
30 day.
So that'll
Yes.
be very interesting if those things, of course, come true. Which wrestling rumors are usually mostly gospel. But anyway, definitely.
True.
Hope you guys enjoyed the show as always. So, like we said, we already gave you a little insight on what the next podcast will be. Appreciate everybody for coming by. If you haven't already, if you're watching us and you want to listen, Spotify, Apple Podcast, Anchor, Ankle Podcasting.
Snapple.
Shout out to my boy Kurt. Snapple Podcasting. Shout out to my boys over there at Snapple or girls. I don't know who owns Snapple, but shout out to y'all though. Shout out to y'all. I don't know why I'm looking over there, but they ain't over there. But anyway, definitely hope you guys enjoyed. Appreciate everybody for coming by. Justin, Adam, Casey, of course me, DJ. We'll see you guys on the next podcast. This has been the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, say it with me now, and I mean always, an instant classic. Tragic. I wish you would just go back to the flippity.
Dippity. Oh yeah.
That. See y'all, Felicia's.